right, we got a match against a ringer at 3-0. Mogged has a bunch of trophies. 10? 10 is so many. I mean, we're going to keep. Hand is a little awkward. And this matchup is kind of awkward. Not a lot of great ways to interact with Prized Amalgam and company. 3 Gideons is not really where we want to be either. Prairie Stream not being a port town, letting us play Inspector on 1 kind of stinks. I could have played Plains, but I think it's more likely that I might want to rebuff something, although maybe that's just crazy talk, because if they have a reunion, they might just play it this turn. I generally like just making zombies and just saying, like, screw the reunion, especially once I see a Prairie Stream, but... I'm going to F6 because I know they're going to make a zombie, and then it kind of disguises the counterspell a little bit. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. No, sir. Get out. So we get to do this. They're stuck in 2 cards. We get to snare the Crypt Breaker. And they have an Amalgam that's kind of stranded. So this ended up going pretty well. Thankfully, I drew the snare and not the Sky Whaler shot. So yeah, now they have no discard outlet. I mean, maybe they have another reunion, but... they are very light on resources as far as like things to discard to Haunted Dead and whatnot. And there's the Haunted Dead. I imagine they would have discarded that instead of Pariah if they had that last turn, so that was probably a peel. Peel indicates like, oh my god, my opponent got so lucky, and obviously I don't really feel like that since I think I've been pretty fortunate as far as like the cards that I've drawn and whatnot. So peel, in this case, I just mean they drew it from the top of their deck. Okay. So I get to ding my Gideon for a bit. Gideon is probably not long for this world because my opponent's going to have a pretty impressive board state here. So I make knight. Could just play other Gideon and Inspector. I think I'm just going to play Inspector and Selfless Spirit. Just make them have to go after the Gideon. Possible I should Inspector, crack the clue, and then decide whether or not I want to play Spirit. Since there's no real harm in that. All at the Gideon. Let's Gideon. Yeah, fine with that. Clear up the board a little bit. No way to stop the Spirit anymore. Guess the upside is I put the fear of rebuff into their minds. So I could just stone the Haunted Dead now, because otherwise I kind of just have to work around it. Like, if I block it, then it just means that and the Amalgam comes back. So I give them something to do with their mana, which is kind of unfortunate, but I definitely like my spot right now, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. What do we need? Avacyn, probably. Avacyn would be great. Spell Queller would be nice. Nice-ish. Reflector Mage, Dees. Always happy to see more Thraben Inspectors. Copter would be good. Block the Spirit. I guess we have a lot of live ones. Got a little water bottle action. Alright, getting down to 3. Guess this could die to a Fiery Temper, but I'd be kind of happy about that, honestly. Yeah, it gives me another use for this other Gideon. And then if they have another Fiery Temper, well, that's just kind of unfortunate. What are you going to do? Worth noting that they pitched a Pariah pretty early when I think it can be one of the best cards in the matchup, so it's possible that they're also just holding on to one. Which would be pretty bad for me if they ever get to 5th mana. What do we got here? What do we got? That's not bad. Alright, so they're going to bring back Scrounger and Amalgam. They have to exile the Pariah, and then they're all out of things. So what's the plan then? I could just tick up, pound them, and then I only have a Spirit back to blocks, then my Gideon's going to die. So I don't think I can do that. I think I have to make a Knight. Play the Spirit, and then this gives me reasonable blocks. I guess I could just hold this back too. Put Inspector Knight on Amalgam, Spirit on the Spirit, Knight on the Scrounger, and then proc the Spirit. And then their stuff dies. Does it really matter if the Amalgam dies? It kind of does. For the purpose of getting in this point of damage, I don't think it really matters. I feel like I should just pass. This Gideon I actually need, so I should probably try and protect it. Uh-oh. Them having a spell is not... Oh, that's just Scrounger. Oh, Instep Scrounger is not what you want to do, I think. I'm fine just trading both here. They don't have much food for their Scrounger. Yeah, they're going to get Amalgam back, but that's alright. Was this Haunted Dead? Yeah, that's not great for me. Drawing a land is not great for me either. Not great for my health. So, we're blocking. Probably should have played the land there in case I drew Inspector into Avacyn. I guess you could also make the argument that if I draw a Copter, maybe I won't want to play my land, and then we drew a Copter, so there you have it. Now we have 2 blockers for our opponent's 4 creatures, which is obviously not great. Alright, they just have 2 lands, so they didn't have another Amalgam, or another, whatchamacallit, Pariah. That's the one. Maybe I should have played a land in case I drew Avacyn off the crew. I don't know. Yep, that would have let me make maybe different blocks. Not really. Nothing that's going to save my Gideon. But I would have been able to actually kind of turn the corner and start applying pressure. This is still fine, though. Should be able to, like, win this race now. Wow, the turn I drew Avacyn is the turn where they stop attacking? That's so sick. This is how you get 10 trophies, you know? I feel like if I were in their spot, I would just be like, look, I'm in a bad position. I kind of need to keep attacking here and just hope they don't have it. We have the Avacyn Selfless Spirit combo now. Oh, and they're going to pariah me. What can I do about that? I can do a few things about that, actually. I cannot spell Queller them, unfortunately. Ooh, that's really good. That is really, truly good. Alright, so... yeah, this kills them. Okay. Great. They should probably pariah me first if they're going to do that. Like, what if I drew rebuff off the loot and just be disgusting? But now if they block my Spirit, which is like their quote-unquote best block as far as like value trades, then Avacyn transforms and just kills them. So they actually just have to chump Avacyn, which is great. And then I could sack the Spirit, which might not be that bad of an idea. Just wipe my opponent's board, and then they go to 2, and I have 2 lethal threats. I mean, is it even like that much worse to just have the Spirit in play with all this stuff going on too? I mean, it seems like kind of the same thing, but yeah, whatever. Lose my Inspector, wipe their board, now I have Spell Queller. Game! Alright, so stones are great. Spell Shrivel could be good because the Exile Clause. I think Linval is pretty good here. Not sure how many I actually want. Shot is good against Pariah and nothing else. I imagine my opponent is going to try and Mindbender me, which would be pretty annoying. So how many Gideons and Avacyns do I want? I think I just want all the Avacyns because they're really good. Gideon is pretty good against the Scroungers and like the Crypt Breaker type stuff. But it is pretty bad on the draw. I don't know if it matters if y'all can see the lands or not. I feel like better to just be able to read the spells. They have Copter for Fragmentize, but I'm not super concerned about Copter. Maybe I should be. Maybe I should board in 1 frag. Do they have anything else on the board? Like, they could have Key to the City, which is another pretty sweet card to Fragmentize. I think I kind of just want to cut a Gideon. Yeah, I guess shot hitting Mindbender makes it a little bit better, but it's very unlikely that my shot actually lives through their Mindbender. So yeah, we'll just do this. Possible I want the 4th Gideon no matter what, but... is this hand good? They kept 7. I don't really interact for a long time. Avacyn is just the best card, I think. So we're going to try this. Maybe on the play we'll look for more of a beatdown draw, but can't beat that. Who can? Who can, really? I'm drawing a couple nice ones. Copter into Selfless Spirit is not bad. Or the reverse, rather. Alright, so they're pitching excess lands. It's interesting. Instead of Haunted Deads or Amalgams. And then they have a Smoldering Marsh, which might signal to Pariah. Also means that they can't Fiery Temper me this turn, so they probably don't have one of those. Yeah, I guess my Portanal ETB untapped. I don't think I'm in any rush to like hole up in Spell Queller. I'm not sure. Like Spell Queller rarely counter spells in this matchup anyway. Basically just a 2/3 flyer, which is fine. Alright, so they hit an Amalgam. Now they can start drawing cards if they so choose. Kind of fine with that. I don't think I would mind. So what's the plan here? Probably just going to untap and hit him with Copter again. Yep. That's pretty good. Yeah, them getting frisky and attacking is certainly much better than the alternative. Alright, so if I Spell Queller, Crewcopter, they could just Pariah me, but I think I'm fine with that. And I doubt they will want to block. So I want to get my loot on. I am at 13, however. They want to trade their board for my board. Great. What did I reveal? Plains, probably, so I should discard Plains. I don't think I'm supposed to keep Rebuff just for Pariah, especially since I have a decent amount of removal, too. So hit me for 7. Go to 6. Then I have Avacyn, 2 blockers. I don't think I can live through this turn. Yeah, I think they should have scrounged there, probably. I might just be dead regardless. Yeah, I think I am dead, because, like, basically no matter what, they get to Pariah me. So I can play Avacyn, they can Pariah me. Well, if they keep Cryptbreaker back, it's better, I think, because they could discard and return Scrounger and then Pariah off that. And then I just have Copter for a blocker. Or no, I don't even have that. So yeah, I'm just dead. I'm dead if they remember that their Pariah has an ability, which I assume they do because they put it in their deck. I am definitely getting mogged. Getting mogged. The mountains don't match. It's kind of sad. Gideon on the play over Linvala seems legit. I've not seen a copter out of them, but I know it's in their deck. Yeah, I have Mage, Snare, Shot, Stone. Like, I have a lot of ways to interact with Pariah. Beatdown draw, let's go. Yeah. Hell yeah. This is it. This is the stuff. The stuff of dreams. Could see discarding Reflector Mage off this copter. Alternatively, if they play like a Scrounger or something, I'll probably just Mage and use it to crew the copter. Maybe discard Gideon. Might need the Gideon. Might not have land 4. Well, I do have land 4. And they didn't play a creature. So now what's up? Are they going to axe my copter? Should I just do the incredibly passive thing of attack for 1 and pass? I feel like they just F6 there, which means that my play was pretty poor. But I don't mind this, actually. If they play a thing, I get to snare it on tap like Gideon. Well, Liliana's pretty nice. It's not a card you see too often. Out of the black-red zombie deck, anyway. Red-black zombie deck. No, black-red zombie deck. Pariah, obviously base black. Duh. Could just get to milling. I guess if they tick up on Inspector, I can't necessarily crew Copter from what they know. But me having a Gideon is not that crazy, right? So I could Gideon, Emblem. Nope, still can't crew. Yep, have to make a token. Oh, -1/1. Do I want that Prairie Stream? If I want a double spell, I do. No idea what my opponent's going to do next turn, but if they play like even just a Haunted Dead or something, I guess they could axe into Pariah, and then maybe I'll want 2 spells. Either way. We have 3 ways to interact with creatures. I don't think we need the 3rd one. I would rather keep my options open with the double spell. And like I said, I have like 12 ways to actually interact with creatures, so might be able to find another one off the copter. Alright, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. So yeah, I guess it's Spirit, right? Spirit, crew copter with Spirit. Take up Gideon. I think the copter goes at Liliana. Gideon and Inspector to face. Token can chill at home because they have no power. It was actually pretty good I kept the 5th land too, because now I have Spirit to protect against Axe Pariah. So I can Spirit to protect my thing from Axe, and I have Snare for the Pariah. Alright, now do I want Mage or Queller? Probably just Reflector Mage. Boom. Take some damage. Oh, this draw is beautiful. It was so good. Use my mana on almost every turn, I think. Maybe there was a turn where I had a mana left over. I guess the turn 3 was kind of awkward, but Oh, scrap heap. Alright, so we have 11 points if we mage. Mage crew, that's 8, 9, 10, 11, yeah. Guess I didn't need to play that land. That was probably silly. Alright, opponent at 2. Here comes the scrap heap. Just chugging along. Trying to hit my Gideon. I think I'm fine with that. They have to act. And if they do anything, then I can just Avacyn. So, should be good. They play Haunted Dead. I think I just untap because they could have Axe Temper, and I'm going to want to plus my Gideon. Sorry, Mogged. No 5-0 for you today. And yes, I always loot, in case you were wondering. Always loot.